Hi guys, my name is Li Yuanjing, and today me and my partner Andre Diaz, we're gonna talk about our bug tracker. So first of all, let's go to our a GitHub repository. As you see right here, we have the Git issues. That's the way how we track our bugs. For all the way from the top to the bottom, you can see that there's filters. We can filter in the open issue or a closed issue. Currently, our issue is already all closed. So when some bugs happen, like when we find some bugs in our code, actually the first thing we do is to talk in the on the Discord. This is for the general information to let the partners to know that there's I have something wrong with that. Then after talking on the Discord, we're gonna officially to post it on the GitHub issues. This is can make us to easy can clearly see all the bugs what we have and the status. For example, I create an issue right here. I'm gonna put a title, and we can pull our to-do list right here, assign the developers, and we can also set milestones and project. So for the example right here, what I have um as you see, we have right here fetch API issues. The label shows it is a bug, and I assign it to the teammate, and this will show here's you will see all the details of the pictures, and right here we have the checkbox. The checkbox is the to-do list for yeah. So Andre, would you mind to give more details?
Hey everyone. So right here we're looking at issue number 4, metric collection data. The problem that was encountered was that some of the data was not being actually returned. It was just null values. So the methods that were initially there to collect the data from the PC were not operating correctly. Um, the way that we found this out was uh, by using our logging. Um, so what ended up happening was we ended up realizing that we needed to use a different dependency and library to get the information that we needed because Windows was a little bit more difficult than we anticipated. And from that, we decided to split the metrics collector into 3 separate parts: the process collector, the CPU collector, and the memory collector. Um, and this allowed us to create those 3 separate objects that we then created inside of our metrics collector. And we'll look at that at a later date during our code review. But this helped us organize the code better. And then we just execute those 3 separate collectors that are responsible for their own data types um, on a timer, and then store that data inside of the database.
Okay.
So another issue was that we needed to create a cleanup for old data in the database. So over time, the metric collector, if it's just running, it's just going to keep collecting data, and that database is going to expand. We decided to consider this an enhancement, and I assigned it to myself. Probably shouldn't be an enhancement. Probably should just be an important base feature. So what we ended up doing was we employed some cleanup methods inside of the metrics collector, and depending on the number of cycles for specific data type, we're going to execute a method that we'll look at, and that will go through and check to see if there are any records older than a specific time. Those records that are older than that time will be culled and deleted.
Okay. Thank you. So when we actually find a box, we have to debug that, right? So when we debug that, we can give all the commit and push to our GitHub repository. but it's kind of like it's hard to, it's hard to visualize that. So instead we just check all the commits. We use the git graph right here. So git graph is basically can show a diagram to show all our branch. And like we basically focus on like we didn't really do that much like merging. Instead we do a rebase for our for our project. Andrew, would you mind like give more details?
Yeah, so Git graph is a great extension that we're using for VS Code. We've been using it to do rebases of our code when we're working on our own stuff, and then at a certain point we have to pull it all together. It creates this linear blue line, which is our main branch that we've been working off of, and that's where uh, that provides us with like the history of the evolution of our project, what works and fixes for previous stuff. Um, so yeah, like Jen, you can go ahead and click on one of these, just any one.
Okay.
So inside of Git Graph, you can see the files on the right that have been changed and more information about the specific commit. This one in particular was authored by myself. But Jen, if you picked one below, I think one of those right there, two more down. Yeah, those are good. Yeah, this one was authored by Jin. So that's what we've been using with for our
Mm,
repository
okay.
control.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.